Well, we resume with competition here in Traverse City through this morning. Not much left of the morning, though. And we are going on to the 5-star jumping, which is going to be our next two classes. 5-star, though, up first with the $72,900 Premier Equestrian winning round. How does that work? Well, the top 10 from the first round go forward to round 2. How do you know there's going to be 10? Because that is what we're going to put through. 10, whatever the score is, they go through to round 2. And if we had, say, 12 clears, well, the 10 best clears would go through, depending on their time. So a little bit of different pressure this time. John Perez is going to be first to go with Voodoo 10, and alongside me is Grand Prix rider Mavis Spencer as well. Mavis, good morning.
Good morning. Nearly good afternoon.
Yeah, we saw you in the 2-star a little bit earlier on. Little bit of a different type of class here because it puts a little bit of emphasis on speed as well in the first round.
Yeah, like you said, there can be 12 clear rounds, but at the end of the day, the 10 quickest will go through. So I think there is an element of having to be a little bit conscious of that. A slow clear might not guarantee you a spot in the second round. Marina Azevedo has built a really nice track here. Walking around it, I think it's definitely every bit of that 145. The Oxers are wide and square. John's working on a really nice round here now, but I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult than he is making it look right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this plays out. It's a little bit of a game of strategy here for the winning round class to this next vertical. And then we'll have a little chat about course and what to expect. Time allowed of 78 seconds. So okay for that, 75.13. And so the first to go goes clear, but that doesn't guarantee anything.
No, I think, that was a really nice round. The time allowed being 78, he was just shy of 3 seconds underneath that, which again, I think there's a little bit of room there. He was by no means slow. I think we'll see, some quicker, but again, he's going to want to try and have a bit of a quicker time. You could see him really stepping away from 2 to 3, and then from 5 back over to the Liverpool at 6. So I think that was a very, very solid start to this class.
Absolutely, a very nice round, and I would be surprised if that's not into round 2, because very nice round, a good time put together by John Perez and Voodoo 10. Caitlin Campbell looking to emulate that now, and the rider from California with the SWS Training and Sales, Paulina Lesco, the mare for Caitlin. Now again, she's a natural rider with a bit of pace as well here, so this might well suit her.
Yeah, this horse maybe doesn't have the biggest step, but is really quick across the ground. Caitlin was a part of the team that I believe finished 3rd yesterday in the first leg of the Major League team event. And this mare has been on really great form. They've got a great partnership.
Interesting lines here. So just gets you on an angle, the Oxer, and then an angle into this line back up to the Maya fence.
Yeah, and I think jump 4 comes up quite quick. It walks 6 steps, but like you said, I think the Oxer 3 is quite wide and quite square out of the corner, and then you really have to sort of set them back up to fit that 6 into the taller vertical and then be able to ride up in the 4 stride there, and Caitlin did that really well. And the turn here to the triple. It walks, a nice 2 to a nice 1, and there's a little bit of room out at C, so you can press them across that Oxer like Caitlin did. And then as well here, I think that might catch a few people out. It's sort of a bit of a funny angle there down, either the inside 8 or a bit out in the 9. That 6 walks quite short.
Again, nice round from her. Time-wise is very good at 71.78 there. So it is clear from Caitlin Campbell and Paulina Lesco. So that's why I say the time starts to come into the equation.
Yeah, Caitlin's always a very fast rider. Again, this horse is very quick across the ground, which can be a little bit deceiving, in her time. And obviously she was a few seconds quicker actually than John. So like you said, time will definitely play a factor as we get further into these rounds.
71.78. So a good almost 4 seconds quicker than John Perez there for Caitlin Campbell as she goes clear. So all starts to unfold as a class in this winning round here this morning. Daisy Farish Daisy with the ride of Gerko. This has been a ride previously of Shane Sweetnam, amongst others, by Zorocco Blue VDL for the 21-year-old rider from Kentucky. And seeing those first couple of rounds, it's now putting pressure on the rest to think, okay, we've got to get a moving clear.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of people. Daisy actually ended up doing the 5 there to that vertical, but I think you'll see that people riding this a bit more like a speed round.
Yeah.
Than just sort of taking their time around this track.
The way it was always explained to me is that it's a qualifying round. So basically, a little bit like the Formula One's going on this afternoon, you want to get yourself into pole position going into round 2.
Exactly. They come back in reverse order for the jump off. So again, being a quick and clear round will put you in a better position coming back. You won't necessarily be punished for going early at the start of this round. This is a bit of a scopier, bigger moving horse, so we'll see where Daisy ends up on time. But again, she's done a few of the options of leave outs in a couple of places, so we'll see how that stacks up.
Good round from Daisy Farish, leaves the last fence, well, just that last fence, but goes on the 4 there, 75.31 for Daisy overall. In fact, I think that was a clear.
Not quite sure. Yeah, I don't think she had a fence down.
Yeah. Let's go with the clear. I'm going to stay with the clear there. 75.31 for her, and just puts her a little bit behind that time of John Perez.
Yeah, I think, the first 3 horses have all gone clear here now. We've got 42, actually with scratches, 38 starters on the list so far. So as you can see already, time is definitely going to be a factor, with only 10 coming back for the next round.
Vasco Flores and the Barambo LLC of New York's Barambo, very simply. Stallion by Balobé de Roy for Vasco, and he and partner Kat Tyree running a successful business together these days, and good stuff. So it's off we go.
Yeah. Balobé was a very famous stallion that Rodrigo Pessoa rode and had a lot of success with. He's got a lot of great progeny out there competing at the highest levels. So this would be an interesting one to watch.
Vasco, who's been based here in the US for quite some time now. Again, his first couple of fences, you don't necessarily want to rush that line through.
No, I think, all week the Equestrian vertical has been jumping very careful. It's a bit of an open distance up there for the first line, and then again, that roll back up to 3, that Oxer is very square and wide, and it sets you up for that 6-4. Vasco just looks like he's having a nice round here. I don't think he's too concerned with the time, it would seem like. But again, being a little bit more slow and conservative like this, if you do end up having a fence down, it really sort of bites you, if you will.
Nice controlled run through the triple. Just the last fence in that triple combination, as you say, that can then just start to catch up with you.
Yeah, and then it's one of those things, where you try and sort of speed up a little bit and maybe end up having one more. So hopefully he can keep this down to just a 4-fault round.
And there, finishing on the 4 there, 81.10. In fact, he's just going to have the 1 time fault there as well, 78 seconds being the time allowed. Total of 5 there for Vasco Flores and Barambo. And with the 5, we will see where they go through to round 2. I think with the early clears, that's probably going to be a tougher ask.
Yeah, and that time fault is going to end up proving a bit costly. I think maybe, you might squeak in with 4 faults from the 3 out of the first 4 already going clear. I would go ahead and, venture that I think we're going to end up seeing only clear rounds in the winning round. But that time fault, that's a rough one to have.
Yeah. Gavin Harley and the Wolfstone Stables and Sales combination, Corbaweda PS. Very nice combination that he won with in Wellington in Florida this year, riding for the Skylar Riley Stables by Cornets Ballou.
Yeah, this is a horse I think Skylar's actually had for a couple of years now. Came up through the young horse classes, if I'm not mistaken, and Gavin's been riding him for a while. Gavin's a very talented young rider, and like you mentioned, him and this horse have had a lot of success together.
Yeah, still a 9-year-old combination, but going very nicely indeed. Just gets to move up away from that mire fence.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a time trap. It's a long way around, back up to that Liverpool, which is quite a careful jump away from the gate with those white rails. But this horse, for only being 9, he's jumping a very solid round so far. Gavin's definitely not on the slower side of things here. You can see him sort of keeping a good clip. He'll elect to do this inside 8 here. Square up to that vertical. That was well done.
There we go. So nicely round in 74.24, producing the clear there for Gavin Harley, Corbaweda PS. Second quickest of the clears so far. And still, as we say, there's a long way to go here, but puts himself into a good position at the moment.
Yeah, I think whichever 10 we do end up seeing through this is going to be a very quick jump off, and a fun class to watch. And
speaking of which, it's usually this man that takes a good part of that, because Alex Granato already been a 5-star winner this week, and this horse went very quickly as well the other day. Disco Superfly, this 9-year-old for the Bright Lights Group of Lexington.
Yeah, this horse jumped a super round yesterday. Alex is a very quick rider, and this is a very quick horse, so I think you can definitely expect him to see him be up there as far as time goes.
Yeah.
And he's getting a good gallop to start here.
Yeah, some very fast combinations going in the table C yesterday, and always not too keen down in the corner, but hasn't actually gone through the start yet. But he's got 9 seconds to get there. 8, 7, 6. He's going to time out, which just means basically the clock starts.
So yeah, unfortunately, even if he goes and jumps a really quick clear round, he's already about
9 seconds back.
10 seconds ahead back.
Which I think is going to put him into time faults regardless, even if he goes around here like a jet.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but he's going to drop a fence as well.
I'm not quite sure. Obviously that horse has been competing here this week, and we haven't seen him had any problems like that.
Nope.
From where we're sitting, can't quite see what's going on in that corner, but sometimes that's just horses for you.
Yep, just wasn't too keen to go down there. So, key to come out was a nice round there. Say a 9-year-old combination getting experience here.
Yeah, I think Alex will, give this horse a good round now just to put some confidence in him and get some experience, as he is only 9 years old.
That's down in the triple combination there too. Looking for a nice solid finish, and again it'd be nice to just cruise home from here and just give them a good positive ending.
Yeah, you can see he's definitely let up off the pace a little bit here, but again, I think he'll want to finish out on a nice round, like you said, give the horse some confidence, and get a bit more experience here at this 5-star level.
Well, there we go, finishing with a bit of time as well, as we said, 11 in total, 89.33, and well, finishing on a positive note there for Alex Granato and Disco Superfly, but a positive week for him already, having won a very good class earlier on this week in the 5-star. So those clears so far, 4 of those, and as we say, top 10 to go forward to round 2, and they all go back to a 0 score as well in round 2, but I think we're probably going to get, I would be surprised if we don't get the 10 clears out of the lineup yet.
Yeah, I would say, I think it is going to come down to time. I think you're going to actually maybe end up on a few more than 10 clears. So again, the quicker of those ones will be in pole position, as you mentioned, on this Grand Prix Sunday.
Exactly.
In more sport than one.
Yep. Qualifying is over for the Formula One, but it's qualifying still underway here with Amy Miller on course for the Future Ventures. Cristiano, the gelding by Canoso for the Canadian team rider.
Yeah, Amy's part of the Miller family, which is an institution in Canadian show jumping. She's working on a very, very quick round. This is a bit of a bigger, slower horse, I would say. But he's quite handy.
Yeah.
And Amy's a fantastic rider.
And again, the course in the first round just lending itself to pace. A few opportunities there to shave a little bit of time off. It's line to the captive one fence.
She's also taking the option there in 8. I think you'll end up seeing, you know, being that this is going to end up being a quicker class, I think you'll see most people probably doing that 8 there. Especially at this level, you know, it's a matter of people are so slick in their lines that they take and being able to set that sort of thing up.
And there we go, finishing on the clear, 75.23, clear there for Amy Miller. 75.23, so she goes between John Perez and Daisy Farish so far. Puts her into the 4th best score at the moment. So already with, 5 clears on the board, as you say, we might be going beyond the 10 clears in terms of what we get out of the class, but 10 go through regardless. So you've got that push to be in the final 10. So the time factor is the pressure here. Christian Heineken, NKH LLC of Dallas, Texas's NKH at Cento Blue, the gelding by Centadel, Grand Prix winner in Ohio last year on the Split Rock Tour, and you can see he's thinking about speed because he's heading off at a fast pace.
Yes, definitely. You know, again, walking most of these tracks this week, I wouldn't have said that they were easy by any means, but unfortunately an early rail there for Christian. I think it's just such a high quality of you know, caliber of rider and horse, you know, being this 5-star event. I think the footing is fantastic here. I think the course designing has been great, and I just think at the end of the day, you know, all of these horses and riders have really been set up and just jumping really great rounds. I think maybe a little bit a victim here of, you know, trying to be, you know, as quick as possible.
Well, and again, as you say, I mean, that's where you've got to play. You decide on your strategy, because as much as you might go and put a nice clear round in, if there's 20 clears and you're not fast enough, then it becomes an irrelevant 10 to it. So yeah.
Exactly. I think having so many clear rounds this early in the class means that people are going to have, you know, it's not enough to just sort of try and jump clear at this point. Time is definitely going to be a factor. So I think all the riders will be sort of adjusting their plans a little bit, you know, in order to accommodate that. And unfortunately for Christian, not quite his day.
Finishes on a total of 16 there, 77.88 there for Christian Heineken, and NKH Cento Blue has returned to the saddle after injury. And good to see him back with us. And a little bit of what was last night's first round format of the Major League Show Jumping as well, because that was under Table A. So a lot of the teams starting off quickly, not knowing what the other teams are going to do. So they're trying to get the fast clears in. Some mistakes come in. It all starts to make a difference. And as again, a bit like this class, the further you get through, the further you're going to see, okay, this is what I need to do.
Exactly.
It's tough for the early ones.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously coming early in any class, you're going to, it sort of leaves the door open a little bit for those to come after you. They have a bit of an easier time seeing what they are going to need to do at the end of the day. But a lot of these are just, you know, in general, fast riders, fast horses. And I think with this format going in, you already know that there's potential, you know, that time is going to be a factor.
Lady who's very capable at any level, but this could certainly be well within her remit, is Erin Ballard of Canada with Alain Ferreira's Classic Penny, a good winner for her down at the early start of Wellington in Florida this year. And again, she's really keeping up the pace, similar rounds to the one she was jumping last night as part of the teams.
Yeah, this is a very fast combination.
Ooh, and they just clip a fence.
Just clipped that front rail there. But Erin's a really fast rider. This is a fast horse. You know, it's a shame about having that one down so far. She's always fun to watch in those jump-offs.
But again, playing back to the strategy, and, you know, we don't predict the future. There's no guarantee that we'll be 10 clears.
This is true,
flipping it on the other side. So a fast 4 faults, you still want to keep going.
Yeah, I think, you know, you can't let up at this moment. You still want to be quick, especially, like you said, you don't really know where we're going to end up. It is still very early days in this class.
There we go, finishing on the 4, and 76.26 there for Erin Ballard and Classic Penny as they finish on the 4 faults. Unfortunately coming for her. And here's where it was, just at the Major League fence, just clipping that fence away. Overall, thought of what you've seen so far and on the course and how to tackle it?
I think Marina's built a very fair track today. I think there's options in a few places. I think obviously you saw Christian do the leave out in 7 in the first line. Daisy ended up on 5 and 4 from 3, 4, and 5. I think that again, I think the quality and caliber of horse and rider here is a testament to the organizers and the facility that they've created, that it's brought in sort of all of these talents. So I think that, and again, from a perspective of obviously sitting here in this chair watching this class, it's always fun to see quick horse and rider combinations come back for the second round. So I think there's a lot to look forward to in the ones left to come, and I think the next round will be very exciting.
Yeah, looking to get into that now. Oh, and unfortunately has the equiline fence down. Is Skylar Riley, Limbo.
Yeah, it looked like she just got there a touch early in that 8.
There's horse by Kidam the Ravel for Skylar in the E2 show jumpers. As we saw also Gavin Harley ran for the stable a little bit earlier on, put a fast clear in from him.
Yeah, this is another one of the stallions in the class actually. And it's just a lovely horse. He's big, he's scopy, he's got a lot of range on it. So I think that was just too bad to have that early fault there, because she's working on a really nice round now. And again, you can see her, she hasn't really let off the pace. She's still trying to be a quick 4.
Getting home, as you say, trying to be the quick 4 here as well. Still with a chance yet, and that last fence will stay up. 75.12, finishing on the 4, goes into 6th place at the moment for Skylar Riley and Kilimbo. Still a shot, but 5 clears. She's in as the fastest 4 faulter at the moment.
Yeah, and again, that will, if those 4 falters do end up making it in, she slots in right in front of Erin, which I think will, make a difference as far as the next round goes.
Catherine Tyree and the US team rider with her own Newton van Heert Gigelhoff, the gelding by De Montesemi for Cat. Now again, digesting what's gone before. Again, for her, a younger horse, I mean, it's only 8 years of age, so, this could be a good opportunity for them to get experience.
Yeah, and this is a horse Cat purchased earlier this year from the Stefek stables. It was the ride of Daniel Deusser, and she competed in the class yesterday, actually, and had a really good round. So, it's nice to see a young horse getting experience at this level. Kat's obviously had a lot of success herself with her string of horses. She's had a couple Nations Cup appearances, a lot of really great Grand Prix wins. So as a rider, you're always sort of looking for the next talent to keep building your string and bringing them along. So I think this is one that she's very excited about.
Still looking nice so far. You say had a trip around yesterday as well, earlier this week. And just flattens off a little at the vertical.
Yeah, again, it's a little bit of a funny angle when you're looking at it when you walk. And I think with anticipating, because it's right on the rail there and the ring is sort of bending around to the left, I think, being 8 years old, I think he's not quite as experienced as the other horse, and I think he just went to follow her a little bit in there.
Time is very good at 74.12, and it would have been, the second fastest time, but it is 1 fence down, so puts them a little bit further down the order, into 6th so far for Catherine Tyree, unfortunately with the captive 1 vertical down. But a really nice looking horse, as you'd expect.
I think you can expect to see big things from that combination in the future.
Andrew Wells. Andrew with his own Kotoki Sunset. Former rider of Erin Ballard, in fact. Gelding up by Kotoki.
Yeah, I believe Andrew started riding this horse. I saw them competing together in Kentucky a couple weeks ago at the May show, but I think he started riding him sort of at the end of the Wellington season.
Sort of into
so
that
it's
April
a
time.
relatively new partnership. But again, a horse that has a lot of experience. Andrew, a rider that has a lot of experience. So.
And if you're taking the breeding of Kotoki in there, should have some space, some pace. If you think about likes of Kotoki with McLean Ward, which is a next generation of Kotoki, but basically the breeding's in there.
Very quick horses, that's for sure. Andrew has a very, very big business. Always has a lot of clients at the horse show, and it's nice to always see his horses are always turned out really well. They have nice coats, nice plats. They're all fit and healthy.
Yeah. And he's a regular here in Traverse City now, with us throughout the season last year as well.
Working on a quick round here.
Pretty good pace so far. Caitlin Campbell, the fastest round at 71.78.
Oh, a little twist there at B, but made that work. I'd say timing-wise, he looks like he won't be too far off Caitlin. If he can come home on a clear.
Just got to leave the final fence up, and this could be well up there on qualifying. And we'll leave it up there because it is going to be 73.41 and second quickest in qualifying so far for Andrew Wells. So he goes clear. Caitlin Campbell is a little bit quicker, so he'd be the last but one to go into round 2 at the moment.
Yes, I think he'll be very happy with that round. Again, a new partnership. Obviously, neither of them lacking in the experience department. But I think there's a lot to be said, as you're getting to know a new horse. This, I imagine, would be their first 5-star together. So it's always a nice way to start off a partnership this strong.
Absolutely. Carl Cook and Sine Osby's Kalinka van Zorgvliet by Thunder van der Zoeterwoude for the twice Grand Prix winner here in the last few weeks. Again, this could be a horse that's really suited to this class.
Yeah, she's I have to say, this is one of my favorite horses. She's just got so much power and scope and style, and I really enjoy watching her. She's kind of one of those that just puts a smile on her face because she just jumps, because she can, and she looks like she's enjoying it. She's definitely a quicker horse, a lighter type, and Carl obviously has been in very good form here these last few weeks, so... Wow, you can see even there, she just gives, so much height to these fences.
Really
into
moves
this triple into a good clip, The nice thing is when you have one that's this quick and this careful, you can really trust them to come in and set themselves at B. So Carl's able to, keep moving, where I think some other people would have had to set that up a bit more and come in a bit slower.
Final fence, and this could get close to being the fastest. We'll see 71.78, the fastest so far. So up there in our top few at 73.51. In fact, just a tenth of a second slower than Andrew Wells. So he goes as the third fastest in qualifying so far. But a nicely put together round. It just gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what speed they might have in the next.
Yeah, and I think, by no means was Carl sort of really pushing the mare. I think she's just naturally quick in the way that she travels. So I think this is definitely shaping up to be a fun jump off.
It is. It is 7 of them at the moment on a 0 score. As is what we say, we take 10 through. So if we have 3 more, then we start to get into the eliminator point of losing people out of that top 10 that don't make a fast enough clear.
Yeah, it's always hard when you jump a clear round in a class like this to not make it back based off of time. But again, I think that's something that all of the riders will be considering and riding this a bit more like a speed track than they would, say, a normal first round.
Irish rider Jordan Coyle, who was the winner of the Upperville Grand Prix with Riso just the other day, and last night was the man who rode to the win for the Lucky Charms in the Major League show jumping event on this horse, Picador, so we know it's fast.
Yeah.
A really versatile horse, actually.
and it's one that you can see how much pace he's carrying even now. Some horses tend to get a bit flat and a bit affected by maybe having a quick round, and he was fast yesterday.
Yeah.
Coming back, there was a lot of pressure on him, so to jump a clear quick round like he did and bring the win home for the Lucky Charms was great. But this horse doesn't look like he's suffered at all by the speed yesterday. He's quite short back on the triple there. Again, this is a partnership. They know each other so well. So Jordan really knows where he can challenge him and take a bit more risk.
Still motoring at the moment. This has
Wow.
a chance of being the fastest.
Yeah. Again, just such a fast combination. And if he can leave this up.
Which he will. There we go. 69.71. He is the fastest in qualifying so far. So Jordan Coyle through with a fast one, and I think that pretty well guarantees him being into the second round.
That combination's going to be very fast coming back for this next round. But there's a lot of fast riders in this group of clears so far.
Yeah.
So again, if you're tuning in, we've got about 20
more to go.
20 more to go.
We've got 8 clears so far. 10 of them go forward to round 2. It's going to get a little bit interesting.
Be quick.
Daisy Farish, the 8th clear at the moment, 75.31. But say once we get to the 10 clears, then you start to get to the point of if you're not fast enough clear, you still don't get into the second round. It's not the usual format in that clear and you're guaranteed in. Georgina Bloomberg looking to book her place now with the Gotham Enterprises of New York's Manhattan, the homebred horse by Metropolitan, this super 10-year-old for her. And a pair that have got the pace as well. This is where they could really play a part in this class.
Yeah, it's nice seeing Georgina competing on a horse that her farm bred and has made it up to this level. It's one that was bred obviously here in the States and came up through all of the young horse classes and finals, which I think actually this horse show offers a really nice incentive. They have a young horse final coming up in a few weeks. So it's nice to, really promote sort of breeding over here and having, classes and levels to be able to bring these young horses up through, and seeing this horse competing at this level is very exciting.
Nice economical round so far from Georgina. Just a little move there in the triple combination. She's got room though to set things right for the vertical, which she does.
Yeah, I think again this is a horse that she knows obviously very well.
Yeah.
And they know, each other, so she knows his moves and sort of how to manage that little bit of a left shift.
1 fence to go, and this time-wise should be pretty good if she leaves this up, and she does. Nicely put together from Georgina Bloomberg, 74.76, and puts her about midfield at the moment. In fact, puts her, I think, 6 at the moment. Yes, 6th best in qualifying at this stage. 74.76 from Georgina and Manhattan. So again, waiting game for her to see whether she makes it into round 2, but she's midway through that, so just over midway through that top group at the moment. So that takes us up to 9 in, and one more will be up to 10.
Yeah, it's quite a small margin actually when you start looking at it between the 3rd and the 7th horse right now.
Yeah.
Basically, not even really a second. So.
Yeah, very close indeed. Luis Sabino Gonçalves and Camino Imperio Gipsio have been basing over here in the US this year on the gelding by Coleman. Included Grand Prix wins in Thermal in California. He's based down in California, then come up here to Traverse City and come down to sort of shake up the placings down in California this year with a few wins behind him.
Yeah, he came and competed. I saw a lot of him at Thermal. This horse is a very quick horse, big scopy jumper, but still quite quick across the ground and light. I think Luis went home for a little bit after Thermal and decided to come back and stay. So there's quite a large contingency. I wouldn't call him a Californian, if you will.
He's definitely Portuguese.
I think he is enjoying his time stateside and obviously has chosen to extend his time here.
Yeah.
We'll keep him though. He can be considered a part of our California
okay, perfect. Well, you're very welcoming there.
Yes.
I might even make an appearance over there later in the year because you're such a welcoming, lovely place to go.
Well, we would be thrilled to have you.
We're coming.
Well, bit of a rub there at B, but gets away with it. Sometimes that just helps you out. I think at this point in the course, if you can have a light rub, it might just help out for those last couple of fences again, especially when you're carrying this kind of pace.
At least one fence to go, and again we'll be sitting around those mid-70s, around about 74, 75, 74, 38, and for him that goes into around about 6th place. Yes, it does, and that means that we are up to our 10 now. So let's just put that in perspective for you. 10 clears at the moment. Daisy Farish the slowest, 75.31. So this is where it starts to unfold, because now you need to be clear and faster than that to be into the next round. Not just clear, but quicker.
Yeah, and I think, having seen Jordan break that 70-second mark, I wouldn't say we'll see a ton of those, but, those riders who've gone in around 74, 75, it's a small margin there that separates them. So we're going to definitely see people start speeding up and being a bit more aware of that time.
Kyle King, who's one that certainly could give them a run for their money here, and also similar for him, good run in the early part of the year, including also finishing one of the Grand Prix here last week, but unfortunately rolls that fence.
Yeah, I think he was another one a bit like Skylar. He just got there a little bit early in that 8. And unfortunately, having the 10 clear rounds already, I don't think we'll see him going for the speed. Actually looks like he's going to go ahead and call it a day here.
And that we might see a little bit more as well now, because people know if they're not better than the clear that's already there, they're toast.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different too, when you're maybe in a position of bringing a young horse along and you want to give them, just the experience of jumping around a track like this in a venue like this. Kyle's horse is, no stranger to this ring and level and has plenty of experience. So Kyle just deciding that maybe it wasn't quite worth it to carry on after having an early rail in this type of class.
Yeah, this is where it gets into the really tough end of this class. Now we know that we've got 10 clears, and coming down is a very fast combination, because also you're sitting in 10th place at the moment. Daisy Farish is there. You're looking at everyone else. Kristen van der Veen goes next, renowned for having fast rounds. She can then, despite your clear, push you out of it, so you're left going, thanks very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this combination, I think we said yesterday, actually after her win yesterday, she might even be at 41 international wins in classes like this with Faustino.
Yeah.
So they are definitely no stranger to speed and clear rounds in this type of format, and knowing how important her time in this first round will be.
Yeah, this right up their street, and actually it is for the next few looking down the order. I think she put 3 wins together yesterday.
I think she won, yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite impressive. You can see her, she did already 7 in the first line, and then the 5 up to this 4, which we saw Daisy do a bit earlier. But this horse has a massive step, and again, another combination that knows each other very, very well. See her just squaring up the turn there to the blue vertical. Oh.
Well, one of the favourites won't be going through.
Yeah, that was a shame. It looked like he maybe is just getting a bit strong here, and she just wasn't able to leave enough room there at the front rail. But a very quick time, as would be expected. Unfortunately, the 4 faults, though.
4 faults, 72.61. Time would have been going into 3rd place if they'd gone clear, but just clips the fence there, as we see at the Sunflowers, and puts her down into 11th place, which means she won't be back for the next round. So Kristen van der Veen, and she goes out. I suppose the rest of the field breathes a little bit of a sigh of relief now, but there's still plenty to get past yet. Coming up for you, as I say, we've got some very quick combinations coming up. This is
Speaking
another
of quick combinations.
Yes, exactly. Sid Schulman, Jill Schulman's Villamora. Winner also up to 5-star level. Lovely fast combination. The mare by de Montesemi. And horse now 12 years of age as well, so they are really at the height of their powers.
Yeah, I think, for them to come into this class, they definitely have a lot of experience. They're a very fast combination. Another set that knows each other very well. And Sid's just an incredibly quick rider as well. Really gave a good effort and some good height at that second jump there. It's another a fun pair to watch. Again, as a rider, you watch horses competing that you sort of think that you would like to ride, and I think this one looks like a lot of fun. Wow.
Looking like she's having a lot of fun already.
I was going to say, she also looks like she might be one that just might get in there under that 70 seconds.
Yeah, already Jordan Coyle done that, and again, that's what he say, that will put you in pole position, and she looks like she might get pole with that.
Wow.
It's 69.04, so fastest in qualifying so far, and gets a good round of applause and a bit of a scream up there from the bank side as well. So delighted with that. Sid Schulman is best in qualifying so far, but sadly it means Daisy Farish drops off the list because she goes into 11th place.
And that puts Amy Miller in the hot seat, if you will, now, as far as this goes.
75-3, Amy Miller and Cristiano, as you say, they're in the precarious position now, and another pairing that have been through a lot together, right the way through Young Rider Championships, and now continued right up to the top 5-star level. Been lovely to see the development of this pair. Canadian Sam Walker, the Marlborough Hill Farms Coralisa, of course, he's still just at the tail end of his teens.
Yeah, I don't even think he's out of them yet, to be honest.
No, he's still there.
Yeah, for Sam's age, he obviously has a lot of accomplishments behind his name, and being a young rider, I think it's always nice having a horse like this that you know really well when you sort of start moving up to this level. And I think it gives you that sort of added confidence once you're moving up and gaining more experience here. Sam's got a really nice, classic sort of way of riding and style. Very effective with his position. He won a couple of medal finals, actually.
Yeah, no, very effective.
And he's just, such a nice young rider to watch. Just got away with a rub there at B. But again, it's amazing what he can do with his body and helping out there as far as that goes.
Yes, brilliant through the equitation ranks and really transferring that learned trade into the next level. Little touch there. He's not going to be as fast as Sydney, but it's still not a bad round at all. He might just need to move up a little bit to the last. We'll see whether it's enough. 74.65. It is enough at the moment, so it's a little bit quicker than Georgina Bloomberg. 74.65 from Sam Walker, but it does mean that off the bottom of the table goes Amy Miller.
Yeah, that slots him into 8th place. I think we still have 16 left
Something
here.
Like that, yeah.
So hopefully it's enough, because that'll be a fun pair to watch in this next round.
Yeah, it is Sam Walker then potentially, and then John Perez then drops into the position of being 10th at 75.13. And Jacqueline Steffens, Team Eye Candy's Freaky. Lovely pair together, this gelding by Darko that have developed nicely over the last 2-3 years. But now it really does become a speed class.
Yeah, I think the first half of the riders did a really good job in being aware of the fact that time was going to be a factor. And actually, it's the funny thing now. I think they've really put the pressure on this second half of riders. Sam was very quick watching him go around here, and he only slotted in the 8th place now. So I think that's something for everyone that's going to be coming in the next 16 rounds to really think about.
Pretty efficient round so far. Back to the water tray for Jacqueline Steffens. Eye Candy with a very good run in the first Major League jumping last night to finish in second spot.
Second place, yeah.
Battle between Jordan Coyle and Paul O'Shea.
Yeah, no no love lost between countrymen there when it comes down to it.
Very good competition.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the legs as we move on here through this Major League Tour. I think it's going to be, it's a very exciting new format that they've put together, and I think everyone is really excited.
And you get to say it next week, because it's going to be here in Traverse City again next week.
Yes, indeed.
And this is a pretty quick round. Again, she's going to be around 70 seconds, 70.70. And so third best of those in qualifying so far for Jacqueline Steffens. And it does mean, I'm afraid, John Perez drops off the bottom. They're sitting at, well, he was sitting at 75.30. We're really getting quite tight now because Georgina Bloomberg is now in that 10th position at 74.76, and she was moving.
She was quick enough. Yeah, we're starting to get into those rounds where, you think you've kind of done enough, and then one goes, one like Jordan, I think when they go and lay down around like he did and get in under that 70-second mark, I think people suddenly sort of realize, oh, it's possible, you know? And then I think they sort of start adjusting their plan as far as that goes. And I think, again, this is a very fast group of riders and horses. So I think they're just going to keep getting quicker even in this first round now.
This is why this format's fun.
Yes, yes.
Well,
I mean, maybe not for Amy or Daisy or John right now, but yes, it's fun for us sitting here.
So Rodrigo Lamre and De Pleasure, you can see by the pace he came round that corner of what they've got to do now.
Yeah, he's really got his game face on here. This horse looking like maybe not giving him the easiest ride, but Rodrigo is such a talented jockey that, he's really able to manage it here. Wow.
Now needs to get back to this triple combination. Is coming in at that pace as well, and again they've got to be careful not to have a fence down either, because that certainly means you're not going through.
7. He's definitely thinking about the time here. You can see this one goes in a hackamore and a bit combination, which isn't always the easiest sort of setup to turn in, but
that's gone.
Shame.
That's gone, and it's a great try, but time-wise 72.14 would have put him in about 5th place, but just dropping the one fence there. You can see jumping over the Turtle Creek vertical, but then just having the 4 faults later on into the course means, I'm afraid, it's goodbye to Rodrigo Lamre and De Pleasure. It's as simple as that. Daniel Riha. Tentation LS La Cia for the young rider, and a combination they've been together for quite some time now, a couple of seasons, and for him, just 20 years of age, another one getting good grounding here in these classes.
Yeah, this pair jumped a really quick round yesterday in the 5-star 145 class. So I think we can definitely expect to see some speed out of them, and again another pair that's gaining experience at this 5-star level here. I wouldn't say he's probably jumped many 5-stars before.
No,
this might even be his first one.
With this combination together, I would say they've only really started jumping internationally last year, to put them into perspective there. And this, yes, would be their first as a pair 5-star. They jumped 4-star in Monterey, but yeah, first 5-star.
Yeah, I believe, I think in the fall, is the Mexico
there was another
leg
one
of this Major League Tour show?
Yes.
or October maybe.
Yeah,
even.
we go into... Oh, no, scrambles there. Doesn't work out. Yes, we go to Monterey in November.
Unfortunately, it looked like the horse just hung up a bit at A, and again, you know, that it's a bit of a flowing distance in, so Marina's given you room up at B to sort of travel across, and unfortunately, he just got a bit stuck, as we would say. But looks like, you know, the horse isn't holding it too hard and is still working on a nice round here, even though he won't be coming back on the 4 faults.
Again, key here is finishing on a positive note,
Yeah,
which they will.
Just a shame about that sort of miscommunication, but finished up very well.
Yeah, finished on the 4, 73.29. As you say, unfortunately, it did go wrong there at the Major League combination of fences, but rest of it worked pretty well. And into their first 5-star here this week, just finishing on the 4. Margie Engel. Margie with Aston Desertis, and so this is an 11-year-old gelding by Milord Cartago, also a horse that she jumped last year here in Traverse City, coming through nicely up to this next level. Came through those 2 and 3 stars, now performing at the 5-star. I think this is possibly their first 5-star as well. Stormridge Capital and Glade Winds Farmed owned ride. Margie's done plenty of these classes before. She knows how this works.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would say Margie's one of our more, if not most, experienced riders coming back in this class. This is a horse, like you said, that she's sort of been producing through these shows here and in Michigan last year, and is now back this year competing at possibly their first 5-star. And you can see this horse is wearing one of the liquid titanium masks, which have become quite popular, I would say, in the past maybe 2 years. I think Tiffany Foster was actually one of the first people that I saw riding with it at Spruce, which would have been 2 years ago. But I think, you know, I have a couple horses that go in, and I do think it quite helps if you have ones that are maybe a bit anxious, just to sort of help with that.
Yeah, nice combination here, as you say, jumping into their first 5-star. Last out internationally at the Nations Cup show in Wellington, and that was back in March. So a little bit of a break from the top level.
Yeah, I think it's nice, you know, there's a lot of shows constantly all the time, and again, with Margie's experience, you know, it's nice being able to sort of plan out your show season and have options of shows like we do here in Michigan. Now,
time-wise, is going to run very close to what is the qualifying time, 74.87. I hate to say, you can see the rank on there. The R is the rank, 11th spot, so just misses out there. Georgina Bloomberg stays in. She was 74.76, and Margie there, 74.87. Sorry, Margie.
Yeah, I think she'll be a little disappointed. That horse jumped a great round. But again, you know, this winning round format, it's not always just about jumping clear. And, you know, we saw a very fast group of riders in the first couple.
Another fast one here is Shane Sweetenham. A horse that's won at 5-star level, though, is Indra. And the mare by Santos for the Blue Buckle group for Shane, captaining that winning team for the Lucky Charms here last night. And Shane, well, maybe thinking about maybe the leading position here, because Sidney Shulman leads on 69.04, as in the best in qualifying at the moment. This pair certainly have the ability to go and give them a little run for that.
Yeah, this is a very fast pairing. You can see he's already off at a good clip to start here. They've won a lot of classes together all the way up to this 5-star level. So I can't imagine Shane's, you know, thinking he wants to ride to just get in the next round. Obviously, you know, coming back in reverse order of time, it'll definitely be, you know, a better position to be in to come back later.
Moves away nicely from the Maya fence at 5. 5-star win for this combination earlier on this season. 2 wins in Lexington as well.
And it looks like his fuzzy is just coming off on that martingale. Slight bit of equipment.
I love the technical term. Your fuzzy's coming off.
The
sheepskin.
Sheepskin. There we go.
You're losing your fuzzy. Well, Shane's still keeping it together despite his fuzzy on the move.
No, he's working on a very quick round here. This pair will definitely be one to watch in this next round. If I don't, commentator's curse, jinx him.
Yeah.
But
keeping things calm.
Luck of the Irish seems to be.
Luck of the Irish and the sheer talent of Sweetnam go through 72.91. So he's into the next round. 72.91 means, unfortunately, that Georgina Bloomberg drops out of that qualifying, and it's Sam Walker in the 10th position now.
Yeah, I'd say the Irish, luck of the Irish, but I think at the end of the day you make your own luck, and that was a really great round that Shane just put down, slotting him into actually the fifth place.
Yeah, fifth best in qualifying. So now we're down to 74.65 for Sam Walker as the last of those, the 10th spot at the moment. And as we saw Shane Sweetnam there dropping into what's actually midfield at the moment, 72.91. Okay, 5 seconds covering the group at the moment.
Yeah, that's quite
a lot
spread.
To play with. Yeah.
No, I think even once you start getting in to the fifth, basically down to what is sitting in 10th right now, it's a very small margin, about a second and a half.
Sean Cassidy now. Sean riding Corin Bevis's Talentious Ads, the mare by Tyson. Super run for him out in California early this year as well. Riding for the Neil Jones team too.
Yeah, this is a relatively new horse for Sean. The first time I saw them competing was back out in California at the Oaks show. But I think he's quite excited about this one.
Yeah, not a horse that he's jumped internationally yet. It's their first one here this week.
Yeah, I would say they only have a handful of shows together at this stage. Oh, he just trailed that hind end through a B of that double there, unfortunately.
Yeah, a horse that came out of Europe from Leon Tyson through to Sam Hutton of Great Britain. Jumped to the under 25s in Wellington, Florida.
Unfortunately, with having only clear rounds through here now, that 8 faults is definitely going to keep him out of the jump off. But again, you know, another pair, relatively new, getting to know each other, and I think that they will have a good future ahead, bright future, if you will.
like I said, their first international show together, and they've been getting a bit of experience in the shows in California, and now into the 5-star here in Traverse City. Much to build on, much to look forward to. Lacey Gilbertson with a partner that she's had now for a little while. This is Bizarre Smale, the mare by Iowa for the Seabrook LLC.
Lacey's another very fast rider. No stranger to the winner's circle. She trains with Shane Sweetnam, who we saw go just a round ago. So she'll definitely know sort of what the assignment will be here and just how quick she needs to be.
Yeah, Lacey, a Grand Prix winner in the likes of Tryon before now. And a lot of results, whether from there or from Wellington, Florida. Finished 6th place last week in the 3-star.
You can see Shane watching on from the top of the hill there. His student Ashley won the 2-star Grand Prix earlier today. They've got a very big training business. And, you know, it's really great to see a lot of these young riders moving up and competing at this level here now. Nicely through the triple there. Oh, another one that just fell victim to that vertical on the side of the ring there. That was too bad. That was
Yeah.
a quick round.
Finishing on the 4 there, 73.37, just on the 4 for Lacey Gilbertson and Baizan Smail. Means they just missed out on being a part of that next round. It's a tough one to get into now. Sam Walker is sitting in 10th place at this point, 74.65. He was the captive, 1 fence down for Lacey there. Brian Godal Marteau now. Ternal de Bon for Gerald Ford of Dallas, Texas. Gelding by Watch Me, past winner of Grand Prix from the Hampton Classic through to the American Gold Cup. Also part of the teams for the Major League Jumping as well.
I believe this is the horse Brian did in the teams event.
Yes.
Yesterday. Again, like you said, very fast combination. Brian's another one that has been actually Brian. Oh, early rail there.
Yeah.
But she is one of the few people that has won all of the medal finals.
Yes.
And it looks like she's just going to go ahead and retire here after having an early rail.
So deciding to retire, and there, as we know, because of the situation we're in now, unless you're clear, and you're a very fast clear, by the time you've had a fence, it's okay.
Yeah, and again, that's a bit of an older horse with a lot of experience, so Brian probably not thinking she's going to go ahead and teach him anything by, jumping around this track here.
Yeah. And there we go, to our Toro Parada Vallejo to go now for Mexico. Wisconsin PS.
I think this is one of the youngest horses in the class. Another 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Cat Tyrese also.
Tyrese.
But again, another one that will be gaining experience at this level. It's a very big, scopy horse. Looks like maybe not the quickest horse in this class, but I would be very surprised if this horse does not end up jumping some of the biggest tracks with just the display that it's putting on currently. This is
certainly got
amazing.
The scope.
Yeah, scope is not the issue here by any means. Unfortunately, just catching that rail there. And I think he's one of the first ones we've seen that actually did 5 there and made it look quite easy. And then home over the last.
Yeah, very nice 8-year-old combination that was previously with Matt Williams of Australia. And finishing on the 4 there, 74.99 for Arturo, who competed the horse down in Lexington just a few weeks ago in their first step into the international classes.
Yeah, I think that one has a very big future ahead.
Yeah.
It looks like he won't struggle around any of the big tracks, so that'll be an exciting one for him to have for the future.
Let's remind you, top 10 going through at this stage. It's Sam Walker who's in the 10th position at this point with Coralisa, 74.65. This is the winning round here this afternoon. Premier Equestrian winning round, $72,900 in the prize fund. Not a giveaway of a class. Not easy to get into round 2 now.
No, not at all. I think, again, with all these horses jumping so well in this facility, as we said at the beginning, I think it was always going to kind of come down to time. And, unfortunately, it's not a matter of just jumping a clear round. But it is definitely shaping up to be a very quick jump off.
And for you, let's get personal. For you, how has the last few weeks been here, competing here this week here in Traverse City?
This is my first time coming back to this horse show, and I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. I pulled in at about 7 o'clock on Monday night and was just in absolute awe of the facility. Again, this being my first time, I hadn't really seen what it looked like before, but just hearing what everyone's been saying about the constant improvements, how much care is taken. We had a couple days of not such great weather, and the footing was immaculate and held up great to it. And I think, everyone is so pleasant, so kind, so easy to work with, and it really shows that there are a lot of horse people behind, the group that is creating this horse show. So, unfortunately for me, I have to head home tomorrow, but I will 100% be watching on the live stream and on the Major League app, which is fantastic. But I'm really looking forward to being back in the future and seeing what they continue to do. And, as a rider, I think I'm so grateful to them for what they're doing for the sport and all of that.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you back here at some point. Excellent. So let's remind our top 10 of who we've got. Well, let's remind you of the top 10 that we've got at the moment. Sid Shulman, Jordan Coyle, Jacqueline Stephens, Caitlin Campbell, Shane Sweetnam. We've got Andrew Wells. We've got Carl Cook. We've got Gavin Harley, Luis Sabino Gonzalez, and Sam Walker in 10th place at the moment. Looking to join that group is Natalie Dean of California. The Marigold Sport Horses, Cocolina, this lovely mare by Contagus that finished well in Tryon recently as well. Now, this got to be better than Sam Walker. Simple as that now.
Yeah, and this is a very speedy round.
Oh no.
Just didn't show up how she wanted it to off the corner. But this is normally a very speedy combination. Natalie's really blossomed under the help of Alon Furter. He's mounted her absolutely impeccably. And, to see a young rider who originally came from California competing at this level and doing as well as she does is really exciting. Unfortunately, she's just dropped another one off out of the triple here. But she jumped a great round yesterday in the teams event.
Natalie on the 8th, so Sam Walker still stays into round 2 at the moment. Top 10 to go through. Sam was clear in 74.65, that or better to get into round 2. Unfortunately, the last fence 2 as well. Total of 12 there, 73.82 for Natalie Dean and Cocolina for the rider who was winning in the U25 classes earlier on this year in Wellington. Coming quite a way through this with about 7-8 left to go in the first round of this Premier Equestrian winning round. $72,900 as part of this 5-star week. Peace Leo now. Olympic silver medalist with a ride from Martin Huggins now of Wellington. Cedric 84, the gelding by Christian. Peter also competing on the teams for the Crusaders here yesterday as part of Major League Jumping.
Yeah, and Peter's another one that's got, a lot of experience. This is an exciting sort of up-and-coming 9-year-old. And he'll, again, I think at this point all the riders sort of know what they have to do, and it doesn't look like Peter's just jumping for the experience here today.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah. Gotta have a little bit of a shot, at this 5-star level here in classes like this. It's rare that you see someone sort of just going for a canter around in the 5-star class on a Sunday.
A little clip there, unfortunately, at the Major League Oxer, so puts them onto the 4, so outside of qualifying.
Yeah, and you'll see he's going to go ahead and carry on, though, unlike some of the others, and, give this 9-year-old a bit of experience at this level.
Absolutely. Perfect opportunity to do that this afternoon.
Looks like he's finishing up well so far.
Yeah, giving a run to the last, and unfortunately has that fence down as well, but it does give him the score of 12, 74.82 for Peace Leone on the 9-year-old there in Cedric 84. I'm sure more to come from them in the future, but today one that goes in the experience book. 10 going through. Sam Walker in the 10th position at the moment. Sid Shulman fastest in qualifying at 69.04. So we go to Katie Diner now. The Grant Road Partners of New York's Dougie Douglas. The gelding that is now 16 years of age. Lovely horse indeed. Has won classes all around. Started, of course, grew up in the career with Holly Smith of Great Britain. Holly, good luck to her. She's going to be on the team for Great Britain at the Olympic Games. And with this lovely horse that then came through the Goresbridge Sales again to Katie, and what a partnership they've been. They've had lovely Grand Prix wins down in Wellington, a lot of lovely success together.
Yeah, this is just such a fun pair to watch. You know, again, I think they've been together for a couple of years now, and they've had a lot of good results, a lot of good wins, a quick combination, and just a really fun horse to watch.
Yeah.
You know, he always jumps in great style. Katie is one of the nicest people on the show circuit, truly. It's been great. You know, again, coming back east and being able to catch up with some people that I don't get to see often out on the West Coast. So she's working on a very good round here. He's definitely a fighter. You can see he gets very into these classes. You know, and it's nice seeing a horse competing at this level at his age. You know, it's a testament to their team. You know, keeping the horses healthy, fit, happy. Oh. When I walked, you know, I think all week the jumps that have been set there have been a little bit difficult to jump, especially with the ring sort of bending around to the left there. And I think, unfortunately, she just got caught out by that. He just shifted a bit left on her there.
There we go, finishing on just the 4 there, 73.16. Time would have been good enough to get into qualifying, and would have been into around about 6th place there for Katie Diner, but just unfortunately that one fence coming down for Katie means she goes outside of that qualifying position. Five left to go in the first round of this Premier Equestrian winning round. Guaranteed 10 into round 2. Marionate now. Mario with Diable, also owner of several top horses on the circuit right now. Diable by Berlin leaves Marionate of Mexico, Nick Pizarro of Mexico, Ireland, and then 2 for the USA to come into our final group with Nick de la Joyo, Bliss Hears, Cormac Hanley for Ireland, and Marionate looking to get into that qualifying set.
This is a horse that was ridden, I believe, a bit by Aaron Ballard.
Yes.
And competed, you know, again, no stranger to competing at this level, but it looks like Mario is just going to go for sort of a nice canter around here. Unfortunately, just not quite getting up that 4 there. That Meyer jump is quite a big wide oxer. Oh, having a bit of a miscommunication there at the Liverpool.
Yeah, a pair that have been together since the latter part of last year into about August, September.
And again, I think he just came off that corner, and it's a bit hard away from the gate. Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah, bell goes.
It's not their day.
No, exactly. Unfortunately, elimination there for Marionate and Diable, as you rightly said, former ride of Erin Ballard. Erin, in fact, rode the horse here last year, here in Traverse City. Leaving us 4 left to go, Nicholas Pizarro now, Atlantica de Soleil Z.
Cormac Hanley and RNF Choco Top actually believed to be in the ring now.
You're quite right, because Nicholas Pizarro looks like we're skipping over, so you're absolutely spot on. We're going on to Ireland. Cormac Hanley, Rushy Marsh Farms, RMF Choco Top, winner with us already through the opening weeks of the Great Lakes Equestrian Festival on a very good international class, and he's been racking up the wins already on this horse. Very quick combination when they won the other day. Any kind of that hint of that form, and they'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, Cormac is another, I guess you could consider him a young rider still. I don't think he's under 25 anymore.
It's all about perspective.
But I don't exactly age myself too much here. But he is a fantastic rider. He's helping out, or working for, I should say, Ashland Farms.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of really great horses right now that they're supporting him with, and you know, he's got the results, especially with this horse. I believe they won the opening 3-star ranking class last week
They
in
did.
a very quick time. He went quite early, actually, and nobody was really able to catch him. So definitely ones to watch for in the next round.
He's 24, by the way.
Still U25, wow. I just feel like he's been competing at this level for so long. He should be older. Working on a quick round here.
Yeah, looking at very good rounds so far. This should be into that qualifying, which unfortunately is going to drop Sam Walker out of it. 73.22. And for them, puts him in around about, what, 6th place? Yes, 6th place for Cormac Hanley there, 73.22. And means, unfortunately, that Sam Walker drops off the list. And Luis Sabino Gonçalves going into the 10th position now on 74.38. Another little reshuffle.
Yes, I can't quite see up there. I believe I see Nicholas warming up, so I wonder if he maybe didn't pull a shoe in the warm-up or something like that. So we'll just go ahead and move on to Bliss Hears.
Yep, so we will see. Bliss Hears heading on in. Bliss Hears with Kayani SN of the Bridgeside Farms of Las Vegas, Nevada. Super finishes in Grand Prix in Wellington, of course. Went superbly here last year in Traverse City as well, of course, for the American Gold Cup meeting there back in September. And recently returning from the viewing trials over for the shortlist for the US squad in Europe, and had a number of good placings in the 5 stars there as they compete in the likes of Sopot and so forth. And we get going then with Bliss Hears. Kayani SN.
Yeah, this is a very quick horse. Bliss coming back from a little bit of a couple shows over in Europe.
Yep.
And I believe she's here for a couple of weeks now competing.
Certainly is.
You can see this horse just very fast across the ground.
Yes. You know, this should be one that may be just able to squeak out the current number 10 at the moment. We'll see. 74.38 time to beat.
Yeah, hopefully if not for Luis. He's probably sitting there chewing his nails a bit if he is still watching. Just a bit of a light rub at the C there.
Keeps moving around this turn back to the sunflowers. Time-wise is pretty good, but might just be on the edge.
I'm a little worried for her. It looks like she just slowed up a little bit there at the end, and
we'll see. 74.33. It's enough. It's just enough to get in there. 74.33 by, as you say, 0.05, so 0.05 of a second, and she gets in. Bliss Hears just into that 10th position. Luis Sabino Gonçalves, I'm afraid, is out of that top 10. Bliss Hears just slotting in there at the final throws and has to wait, I think, at least one more, with still Nick De La Joya to come for the Rocking D Ranch with Calvador Z.
Yeah, that's whiskers, as we say, that sort of margin. But that was a very good round, and you can expect her to be very quick in this next part.
So Nick De La Joya and Calvador Z, also owned by Ken Dickey.
Yeah, this is one that Ken has competed himself in a lot of, the amateur divisions and FEI classes. Nick's sort of semi-recently taken over the ride, but it's another, a horse that just has a fantastic technique and style, and frankly is just, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And I think we've still got Nick Pizarro. I think he's down at the entrance at the moment.
The back gate there, yes. They jumped a really good round yesterday. Unfortunately, just clipped the last jump in the 5-star class yesterday. Just trailing a little behind there at B of the triple. It looks like Nick's gonna just let off a little bit here.
Just going to get home on the 4, and 74-78, as you say, just eases off a little at the end there, but a nice horse. And Nick just finishing with the 1 down.
Yeah, I think you could see him after he had that 1 down. He sort of just slowed up a little bit because he was working on a very good round there, so that was a shame.
Yep. And as we say, Nick Pizarro is still to come into the game yet, and I think will be a last. The Mexican rider just held up for a couple of spots. And it's Atlantica do Soleil Z, the mare by Atlantis and Roshova. So still it leaves Bliss here is in the danger position at the moment. Sid Schulman is leading. Well, she's the best in qualifying at the moment to go forward to round 2.
Yeah, it's looking like at the moment, as we said on this Grand Prix Sunday, Sid's coming back in pole position, but Nicholas is never one to count out. He's a very quick rider, and from what I've seen here, this is a very quick horse as well.
Nice little efficient turn from 2 to 3.
Yeah, he's definitely not wasting any time.
Oh, no, getting out is the problem. Wow. They do.
That was a very well ridden. That horse just stalled up a bit over A, but again, Nicholas has a ton of experience and was able to just help him out there. Help her out, sorry.
Ooh, a little rub there.
So got away with it.
74-33. He's got to be faster than Anne Clear to get into the top 10.
Yeah, looks like he's just slowing up, trying to be a bit careful here, and I think he's going to have to keep coming a little bit.
He should be all right, and let's see, 73-40. He is enough to be in there, and unfortunately Bliss Hears then just drops out of the equation. It means Gavin Harley will be first to come up in that round. 73-40. And just by 100th of a second means he's quicker than Andrew Wells. So, those going through, and it is going to be Sidney Schulman is the best of them. Should we go in reverse order? I'll give you that. Gavin Harley will go first, then it's Carl Cook, Andrew Wells, Nicholas Pizarro, Cormac Hanley, Shane Sweetnam, Caitlin Campbell, Jacqueline Steffens, Jordan Coyle, and finally Sidney Schulman as our top 10 going in reverse order through for this $72,900 Premier Equestrian 5-star winning round. As we prep up for that second round, we'll take you through exactly what that second round course looks like as well. Maybe Spencer alongside me. We're going to take a little breather for a moment, gather our thoughts, ready for round 2. Back in a minute.
The format for the course, for that winning round coming up. Basically, the top 10 have qualified. They're going to come back in reverse order of preference for the jump-off round next. Quick overview of the course here once again. Our Premier Equestrian winning round class has narrowed down the field to the top 10 contestants coming back in that winning round. The jump-off course today will begin over fence number 1, our NetJets Oxer coming away from home. The Equiline Vertical number 2, and rolling back to number 3, our Premier Equestrian Oxer. Number 5 will follow that. That's the Meyer Oxer close to the gate. They'll circle to the left, rolling back over the Southern Arches fence away from home. Then 7A and 7B, our Major League combination. Rolling back from there to the middle of what was the triple combination, but now 9B stands alone, and they'll continue on a left-hand turn to approach the Captive 1 vertical with those Marlin wings to wrap things up. Premier Equestrian, again, our supporter here in the final meter 45, meter 50 class, our 5-star winning round competition. And again, the top 10 will come back in reverse order of...
Setting up for the second round of this $72,900 Premier Equestrian winning round here this afternoon. 10 return for the second round, because that's exactly what it is. They've qualified to come through here. Top 10 through. Sidney Shulman is the fastest in qualifying with Villamora. Gavin Harley will go first on Corbuino PS. Plenty of fast ones in between, from Carl Cook to Nick Pizarro, Cormac Hanley, Shane Sweetnam, Kaylin Campbell, Jacqueline Stephens, and a final couple going to make it very interesting indeed. Jordan Coyle with Picador and Sidney Shulman, Villamora. Mavis Spencer's alongside me, and she's been competing here this morning, but we've managed to persuade her to drop into the seat again here for the commentary. Mavis, this jump-off round, the second round, really interesting one. Some really interesting turnbacks, and keeping that first 3 fence set up as it was.
Yeah, you know, when I walked the jump off, I kind of thought to myself, it looks like it'd be a really fun one to ride. There's a lot of, you know, open gallops down to the jumps. There's one quick rollback. She's left fence 10 in, which I think caused a bit of problems in the first round. But this is a very fast group of riders. They already had to go quite quick in the first round, so I think this is going to be a very exciting way to finish.
So first out is Gavin Harley, Corbuino PS, holding nothing back here.
Yeah, no, Gavin's already off to a flying start. 7, 8, 9, 10 down to that one.
Yep, so that fence 4 has been taken away. Clean run down to 5. Roll back here in front of the entrance to 6. Little white vertical there over the water.
And then the tight turn back on this 9B. That was slick. Come on.
Very slick indeed.
And then you just got to protect this a little bit, and he does.
And he does it very nicely indeed. So first to go, going clear, Gavin Harley, Corbuino PS, 42.10 from them, and a very fast start. That puts the pressure on the rest. We keep talking about pole position at the end, but also the early ones can really start piling some pressure on those final couple of pairings.
Yeah, I have to say, as you know, it's always hard when you're the first one coming back in the jump off, sort of the pathfinder, if you will, and Gavin really laid down a very solid trip. I can't imagine there are any strides really to be taken out anywhere. That was a bit the track that I had walked. 7 in the first line, 10 down to 5, and then again, you know, that line remains the same, the 5 down to the double, and then you just have to take a shot at the last. So it'll be interesting to see where, you know, people find some time in there to catch him.
Yep, Carl Cook is the man exploring that option now, and this is Kalinka van Zugvliet for Carl Cook, a twice Grand Prix winner here in the last few weeks. The Californian.
And Carl already on 1 less there. Wow.
I'm going to say tighter down there.
Oh.
Motoring. Now another.
I think actually I wasn't counting because I was so impressed by the way she jumped 3. I think he ended up on 1 less there.
Yeah. We were so impressed, Carl, we lost count.
Yeah.
Now this
I don't
is
think
the key.
he's bothered.
This is the key turn.
Very quick there. Oh, come on.
So 42.10 to beat.
Get up.
Yes.
And
oh, yes. 41.42. Already it is quicker. So Carl Cook now into the lead as he produces the clear with Kalinka. That is one to just take a little bit of a bite out of Gavin Harley's time.
Yeah, that was a really slick round. He got down the 7 very early and was able to turn back, and from where we're sitting, actually, you can see he turned just inside of Gavin's footprints there and ended up leaving a stride out on that rollback. So that was very fast.
Two very fast ones to kick us off. 41.42 now, leading time from Carl Cook. Andrew Wells, Katoki's son Zed. His own ride here, former ride of Erin Ballard. Third out of the 10.
Yeah, again, this is a newer pair together, but neither of them any stranger to this level of competition. See, he's sort of lining up that 7 already here. Was well done.
Good time.
That was quick.
But the thing is, Carl was so efficient from 2 to 3, wasn't he? Nice one from Andrew, but Carl's turn there was...
Yeah, I think Carl was actually ended up a bit even more on the inside track up to 3 and ended up jumping it even a bit right to left. Andrew sort of, I thought he had a good shot at it. He sort of swept out and really bent and galloped up to that oxer, but it is quite wide there and quite square. So he just tipped off the back rail.
Just going to come home with the 4 faults and is going to be 43.88. It is 4 there for Andrew Wells and Katoki's son Zed, so leaves Carl Cook in the lead at the moment on the 41.42. As you say, Carl came over 3 and then sort of drifted a little towards the Eagles there, correct?
Yeah, and then was able to keep back. And again, that mare just has such a big jump that she, he's able to really keep coming and trust her to stay off that front rail.
Nicholas Pizarro is late to go in the class, but he is in the mix of our 10 here. Atlantica du Soleil Z. We'll see if this pair shine here for the Olympian. Mexican rider Nick Pizarro is going to be our 4th out of the 10 in this Premier Equestrian winning round.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Nicholas, he was the last to go in our first round, so he's had a bit of a quick turnaround here.
Yeah.
But that might not be the worst
We're
thing.
going to say the blood's up.
Yeah, exactly. He's quite tidy back here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What does your math say?
More than Carl, unfortunately. I think he was about 2 strides more there.
Yeah.
And I would say that this horse is a similar sized horse to Carl's, but Kalinka just has such a massive step. This horse definitely jumped that green combination better in this round, but he's not going to be too far off of the pace.
Not going to be too far away at all. He's going to leave him on a time of 42.01, and there, Nick Pizarro there, going into second place with Atlantica du Soleil Z. So Nick Pizarro into second. Carl Cook still a little bit of danger there on 41.42, as you say. Nick starting to put them under pressure. The next, Cormac Hanley just practicing the turn. Back to fence 9, that roll back there.
Yeah, that's definitely a place, where you could make up some time and be very short on your track, as is from 2 over to 3, which he's, again, looking at now.
Cormac Hanley then, RMF at Chaco Top for the Rushy Marsh Farm. Coming up to the halfway stage of our 10 in this second round.
Getting a good shot at 1. Oh, he's very short here. The horse gave him a really good effort there. Whoa. Cormac's not going to give Carl an easy time here.
No, not at all. All key to getting this one right. Now he can chase. 41.42 time to beat.
Gotta leave this one up.
Leave it there, hurdles it. 41.36.
Wow, just.
So into the lead goes Cormac Hanley and RMF Chaco Top. Newling time 41.36. Carl's time there 41.42. Hitting the halfway stage, and of course we're going in reverse order of the speediest from round 1. So
Yeah, I mean, if when you're looking at it that way, the fact that they're going to keep getting quicker and quicker, I think, is kind of amazing. But this is truly Formula One margins. We're getting down to it.
Yep, getting down to the tenths of seconds all the way here. 5 left to come. Shane Sweetnam and the Blue Buckle Group's Indra for the Irishman. First of 5 left to go. Shane Sweetnam, Caitlin Campbell, Jacqueline Steffens, Jordan Coyle, Sydney Schulman, all left on the roster.
Yeah, we did say from the start it was going to be a fast jump off, but I think it's shaping up to be a very fast jump off. Shane's definitely on it here as far as the numbers and the track goes.
Good roll back.
I think that's one less than Cormac off the turn.
And keeps moving. Sweetnam down to the last 41.36 to beat. He should, will he?
Yep.
Yes. 40.91. Shane Sweetnam continues to be a top finisher here. Last year he won the leading rider bonus throughout the series as well of the Great Lakes shows. Into the lead on the winning team, of course, last night as well for the Lucky Charms. 40.91 from Sweetnam. There's not a lot in there, is there?
No, I mean, I think Cormac unfortunately ended up on one more on that right rollback to 9B there, where Shane was able to sort of leave that one out. But again, you know, watching these riders go in, they're finding seconds or, you know, milliseconds, I guess, where you wouldn't really imagine there to be any more.
So Caitlin Campbell now, Polina Delesco. And again, as I say, we're going reverse order. So these were all the quickest in qualifying. So you're looking at the fastest group coming down towards the end. Caitlin, very capable of going very fast, as we know from round one for this. Got to put Shane Sweetnam under pressure. 40.91 the lead.
And Caitlin electing to do the 8 here, which I think is a better option for this horse. And she's very tidy on those tracks back here to this oxer. Whoa. Little kickback, but got over it. Very short back here. Oh, wow. There's a little reachy coming in, but again, they know each other so well. That mare really gave her a great effort there.
And still not far away, and looks pretty good. 41.65, and would you believe goes into 4th place with that. 41.65 from Caitlin Campbell, 41.42 from Carl Cook, 36 from Cormac Hadley. Shane Sweetnam leading at 40.91.
I am writing the times down here on my sheet, and I didn't quite leave enough room because those, you know, these are such small margins we're talking about here.
So coming into our final 3, Jacqueline Steffens and Freaky. 1 of 3 left to go. They're all under pressure now at the tail end of this because Shane Sweetnam's setting that time as 40.91. Can anyone squeeze under the 40-second mark? It's going to take an unbelievable round to do that, but they're going to try.
Good effort there. Jacqueline ended up on 1 less there. It's hard to tell because they're all going so fast where that was very quick. Oh, just a little early arriving to that double in the 5 there.
Just leaving them on the 4, and in the last fence as well, leans into that final fence of 41.85. 87 again, wasn't far away for time, but just leaving them on 8 faults in total. So 2 down for them, drops them down to 8th place. And again, this is what changes around, because you see some of them moving up. Someone like Carl Cook, who's in 3rd place. Remember, he was 2nd in coming into this round, so he's climbed up essentially about 7 places to get into position.
Yeah, I think, again, you have to sort of lay it down in the first round, as we saw some people that jumped clear, actually a substantial number of people that jumped clear in the first round weren't quite quick enough to make it back for the second. But, again, if you go that fast in the first round, I think you're always risking a little bit to have to come back and, not have flattened your horse out too much for the jump off.
So 2 left to go and 2 very fast ones. Jordan Coyle winning up rider last night of the individual element of bringing it home for the team for the Lucky Charms. He was the rider that represented them in the final round, and this was unbelievably quick last night, and they're going to do it again a little bit to the stick, and he's in trouble. Not going to be.
That was too bad. I mean, he turned back a good 2 strides on the inside of anyone else's track there, and unfortunately that just didn't work out.
Yeah, he's going to say retire, so gave it a good effort, but deciding to retire there for Jordan Coyle. So the door is open for Sydney Schulman as the last to go. It's not open very far though, because Shane Sweeten leads with Indra 40.91 with 1 to come.
No, well, if anyone has a shot at these times that they've been laying down, it's Sid and Minnie.
And it's no good me saying, where can they win it, because the margins are so tight. I mean, it's
whiskers.
Blink in the wrong direction or blink in the right direction will make the difference.
100%. But, again, this is a very fast pair. They've had a lot of wins in classes like this, so
40.91 leading time. I think we did some maths at one point. Something like 1/10 of a second was a foot in distance. So, that's how much you're talking about on a course that's this long, 300 odd meters or whatever.
Well, and it seems like they've been landing around 35 from 9B. I think that's right around where she's going to have to be at on the run to the last. And then, the hard thing is you still have to protect the last jump. It's by no means a gimme. So, best of luck to Sid.
Sydney Schulman then last to go then. Villamora, fast 5-star winning combination earlier on this year as well, and looking to follow up that once again. Have every capability here, as they were fastest in qualifying. They put themselves in the Lewis Hamilton position.
She's very chasing. Quick 1 to 2.
But maybe went a little wider line, but kept moving around it.
Yeah, but she was very quick. I think again. Smooth is fast and fast is smooth, so she's definitely keeping a move on here. Wow. Even though maybe her track is get up.
Gets the eyes on this vertical, back to it.
Come on, Sid.
On the inside line to the last.
She's on it.
40.91 to beat. She could. She might. 40.63. She will. So, last to go wins it. That's how you do it. Sydney Schulman and Villamora claim this afternoon's Premier Equestrian winning round.
That was awesome.
Top draw.
That was awesome. It's funny, I ran into Sid in the back here sort of before the class, and we were chatting, and again, she's just such a nice person, and she's got a great group of horses, and she always is super competitive, and it's nice to see a young rider come in and sort of take the win. So happy for her. I mean, that was badass. That was awesome. I'm just like sitting here with goosebumps because she was so quick. When you see people that are going that fast, and they keep going faster, it's it's always a fun class format like this, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
That was a lot of fun to watch. Let's have a look at that final lineup then, because it's a win for Sydney Schulman and Villamora on 40.63. Shane Sweeten finishes second with Indra in the end. Cormac Hanley of Ireland, RMF Chaco top in third. Carl Cook does climb up the order, but he finishes in fourth place, and the final reckoning with Kalinka. Fifth to Kaylin Campbell and Paulina Delesco. Nick Pizarro in sixth, Gavin Harley in seventh, Andrew Wells in eighth place in the end. But Sydney Schulman wins this afternoon's $72,900 Premier Equestrian 5-star. We're going to bring you the 5-star Grand Prix this afternoon as well at 2:30. Build up from around 2:15. And Mavis, thank you.
Thank you for having me. I look forward
Always
to
a pleasure.
watching the five-star Grand Prix class and keeping up with the Major League the next couple of stops.
Yep, you're going to be heading back to California after this, though, so safe travels.
Yes, unfortunately. It's been a great time here in Traverse City. Again, big thank you to the organizers for everything they're doing for the sport and creating a facility like this, and look forward to keeping up with everything on the app.
A big thank you to you as well. Mavis, take care. See you soon. Thank you. And presentation coming up to our winner, Sydney Shulman of Israel.
To say you won't believe me anyway. I got a thing for causing arguments, but in my defense, I'm scared to walk away. And what I'm trying to say about me, I don't want me very early for acting like someone new. And what you got to say about us? Don't you see that I'm here early for acting like someone new? And what you got to say about us? Don't you see that I'm here to say you should start trusting me?
Well, here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Top three, as is our custom, to present for the awards and the anthem ceremony. It's, of course, a rider for Israel leading them in, Sydney Shulman and Via Mora. She's out of her base in Greenwich, Connecticut a few years back, again earning her Israeli citizenship and being a part of their team in international competitions. Of course, Via Mora has several times taken her to the winner's circle, and once again today. Along with her, Shane Sweetenham and Indra van de Oudeheyhoff, and Cormac Hanley with RMF Chaco Top, a couple of former winning riders there as well. But for right now, we'll ask her to take her position as Sydney Shulman, going again representing Israel, will be honored with the playing of that national anthem. We'll ask all of you who are with us to please rise and remove cover. Sydney Shulman once again with a victory aboard Via Mora. Starting off with third and working our way up to first with the photographs now. Cormac Hanley will make his way in. A speed winner last week, RMF Chaco Top, just 2 spots removed here at the Great Lakes Equestrian Festival Week 2. Nicely done with his time of 41.36, and actually when he left the ring, he was still the leader. Of course, Shane Sweetenham eventually taking over that position, and then eventually Sydney Shulman doing one better. But right now, Cormac will finish up in third with RMF Chaco Top, riding for Ireland.
Change the atmosphere.
Sponsorship again brought to us by Premier Equestrian, found online at premierequestrian.com. Barbara Lang, who is here for our awards coordination, is with us for our presentations. And we also have our Andrew Ryback photographers on board to capture the photos. Presentations continue and the cameras continue rolling as well. The Clip My Horse TV cameras, that is, as the streaming coverage is still moving. And we've got Shane Sweetenham stepping up. Runner-up with Indra van de Ode Heijhoff in a time of 40.91. Also a rider for Ireland, and he's had a slew of big ribbons here at the Great Lakes Equestrian Festival. Shane will step away, making way for the winner. Again, representing Israel, it's Sydney Schulman up on Via Mora. Finish time of 40.63, outpaced the previous leader by 0.3 of a second. That'll be the finish of the presentations now, just for the victory pass. And of course, she'll do so wearing her brand new Major League Show Jumping cooler that goes along with all of our blue ribbons and the big events here this week. Congratulations as Sydney and Via Mora top the card in our winning round, brought to us by Premier Equestrian. To see here on this Sunday afternoon as our Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix. The main event of the day will be coming up next with 35 to show. And of course, following that, our Show Jumping Hall of Fame Junior Amateur Jumper Classic. Still 2 classes remaining here on Sunday, week 2 of our Great Lakes Equestrian Festival.
Do, 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 do.